本物の竜は一匹で
その通りだ。
ええか行くで。
手加減はしねえ。来い。
The fucking guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Ryuji Goda.
At number 2, we have the Ryuji, the second dragon of the series, son of the 5th Omi chairman, and patriarch of the Go-Ryu clan. He is one of the most badass Yakuza in the series. Despite having low screen time, he makes incredible use of it. One of 2 guys who can match Kiryu in strength and stamina.
Ryuji is an arrogant asshat when Kiryu meets him for the first time at the Grand. But the man stole the show. One of his men made the mistake of calling him the Dragon of Kansai. He fucking smashes this guy's head in. Kiryu steps in, beats his men up, and Ryuji claps for Kiryu. He tells Kiryu how he sees it, and that there should only be one dragon in this world, that the Kansai bit is a tad small when a dragon should have the whole thing. Ryuji's a fast talker in this scene with a boastful laugh to boot. I love it, and the moments when he gets real slow with his speech really pulls you in with your attention, especially when he says Kamurocho will go open fireworks, and that he'll be the only dragon.
The next day, when Kiryu and Daigo are trying to settle the peace between both the rivaling organizations, Ryuji appears to put that deal in the dirt, popping in with guys and a sword, boss shit, you know. Daigo tries to get in his licks, but Ryuji doesn't even pay him any attention and just takes him out off screen.
He appears later at the Tojo funeral for Terada and taunts everyone, especially Kashiwagi, saying that he confused them as one of the funeral workers at the Tojo. He also gave them 10 billion yen and telling them that taking them down will be very easy. Ryuji is at the Golden Castle, kills Sengoku, one of the Omi lieutenants, for being a little bitch and kidnapping Haruka. He makes a ruckus at Stardust and his men somehow tired out Kiryu for him to get down on his knees. He even does the gentlemanly thing by telling Kiryu that there are bombs in Kamurocho set by the Jingweon. Though these are short, you really get a good view of his character. He's brutal, honorable, charismatic, and strong as hell. To summarize it, he's just the man. He's a reflection of Kiryu, not in a red versus blue way, but cut from the same cloth kind of way. Both lead with their strength and are just as straightforward as each other. They accept their flaws and just decide to live life their way. The Jingweon Mafia's creed couldn't even hold this man down as well. Ryuji really gets a chance to show off all these great qualities in the final moments of Yakuza 2.
Kiryu fights Ryuji finally, on even grounds for their second fight. It's awesome since Kiryu even admits just how much he wants to fight Ryuji. Luckily, Ryuji wants to fight too. Unfortunately, Ryuji loses this fight. The plot of this game finally has Terada die, Ryuji's dad dies, Kiryu gets shot twice, one in the shoulder and one on the side. Ryuji wakes up from being knocked out, and then the first thing this man does is pull out a gun on Takashima while taking 2 shots and just annihilates him. He says something oddly profound after shooting Takashima. A real man ought to be a little stupid. Really says a lot about him if you ask me.
Kiwami 2 didn't do this fight enough service as it could have, as this is the truest fight in the series. Ryuji isn't a rival or a villain or just someone looking for a decent challenge, and Kiryu has the same feelings. No weight attached to this fight as all the villains in the story have already been dealt with and all the mysteries have already been solved. They both could have walked away to save themselves from the explosion, but instead they do the most badass thing in the series. They send Sayama down the elevator to save her and fight with what little time they have left, because both dragons know there can only be one.
You would think Ryuji's fight is supposed to be this epic battle between 2 men of legend. well, it is. However, the fight is backed up by a sort of melancholic boss fight theme titled A Scattered Moment. Kiwami 2 made an excellent version of this song, elevating the ferocity of this clash. Ryuji in this fight isn't taken by surprise at all with the way Kiryu attacks. They both go at it blow for blow, with the visuals being accented by their differing tattoos. Ryuji is so cool, as being the first and canonically the only guy who can match Kiryu in strength, because Kiryu gets into a grapple struggle with Ryuji, both trying to fight for who was on top, and Ryuji counters Kiryu's uppercut counter by just being stronger. The final QTE scene is beautiful because despite all the damage both dragons inflict on each other during the entire fight, it all comes to a halt in this final punch. Both dragons run at each other with one final push, and if you miss the QTE, Ryuji wins this fight with his punch no matter how much health you have by the end of this fight. Honestly, this is easily one of the best QTEs in the series, as it really shows how close Ryuji and Kiryu were in terms of spirit. They both had mirrored bullet wounds, both were on the same borrowed time, both had endured just as much as the other. Unfortunately for Ryuji, Kiryu wins the fight in the end, proving himself the dragon.
Ryuji and Kiryu are both cut from the same cloth. Two orphans who simply wanted status and to surpass their adoptive fathers, and got tattoos that carried a weight that neither of them could have predicted what that weight meant. They chose the Yakuza's way of life so that they can give meaning to their strength.
Ryuji's death did not affect much in the long run. The Omi was almost completely fine after these events, and the Tojo would have been okay for at least another 3 years. Though Ryuji makes comebacks in both in name and spirit as a part of Kiryu's essence of remembrance, and Kiryu being shown to think very fondly of Ryuji in both Gaiden and Infinite Wealth. His death is honestly debatable, as RGG won't even give us a straight answer, because in Yakuza Dead Souls, he's alive and runs a takoyaki stand. So does that mean he's not dead in the original timeline? Who gives a shit?
See you guys in honorable mentions.